Welcome, everyone. Of course, as you guys know, I am your host, Miss PATU. I am so thrilled and I'm so excited. Yes, I am back on Spreaker Radio, not as LOCA'S, but as Get Inside Me. For a lot of you guys who had hit me up through social media wondering what is G.I.M. It stands for Get Inside Me. Nothing pornographic, even though I had a few people hit me up about that, especially, seeing that I have a book, Arthur, and everything today. Today, I have a very special guest for you guys. I have a man, a very important man by the name of Paul Lamar Hunter, who has this book called No Love, No Charity, The Success Story of the 19th Child. And of course, I had a lot of people hit me up like 19th child. Is that something symbolic or does that represent something? In all actuality, he is the 19th child of 21 natural kids from both parents, same parents and all. I am pleased to have you as my guest today, Mr. Hunter. How are you?
Hey, I am excellent today, and I am excited to be on your radio show.
Oh, I'm so excited too. Of course, you guys know my host, my co-host today, the person that I'm interviewing. He will today inspire you, empower you, motivate you, and educate you to help you, be more aware of yourself, your choices, and help you come to the realization that you're never limited to anything, regardless what situation, age, anything. And that I can definitely agree with that when talking about your book. I do know that you are also a professional life coach and a motivational speaker, and that you also do work with the Young Boys and Girls Club, and you're going to be doing a few college and Boys and Girls Club tours, as well as interviews, other than the one that I saw you appeared on Fox 13 News and a few radio stations, if you don't mind telling us all that you've appeared on.
Well, I had appeared in Ebony magazine in August of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was on Fox and Friends, the Morning Bland show. Also, my story has been profiled in many newspaper publications, magazine publications. So I'm just excited and thrilled that people are intrigued with my compelling story. So I just want to, inspire and empower young people to take their game to the next level. So that's the reason why I wrote my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success Story of the 19th Child.
When you started writing the book, what motivated you to write the book? Because you could have just went ahead and said, I'm going to become a motivational speaker and just speak out my experience like most people do. But instead you've done a book and you're doing the motivational speaking.
What really motivated me to write this book is that my family history is a peculiar history. The reason why it is peculiar is because none of my siblings or my mom, grandparents, and her descendants, and also on my father's side, never graduated from high school or never wanted to pursue a higher education. So looking at that history, it really helped me out in a way to discover who I am as a person, and I just wanted to change the paradigm of the Hunter family thinking process, that someone in the family need to lay the foundation that education is important. So I took the journey, and in 2012, I graduated from Upper Iowa University with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. So I became the first child out of 21 natural children. There are 17 children living today. There are 63 grandchildren and 86 great-grandchildren living today. And so now, since I took that initiative to graduate from college, a lot of my siblings, nieces and nephews, and relatives are going back to school, and they are pursuing an education.
Wow. 68, you said 68 nieces and nephews?
63 grandchildren
Okay.
and 86 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
And that's the count. That's the count today. That is an accurate account today.
That's very And you know what? The question that I always wanted to ask you, I'm not sure if I ever did ask you in previous conversations you and me had. Do you actually know all of their names and remember all of their names? That's a lot.
I know all of my siblings' names, but when it comes to my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, I do not.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
because I don't see them that often, and so once I do get the opportunity to meet them, I try to program their names into my subconscious mind. But it's a lot to download, because you're looking at a big, huge family here.
So, to get back into the book, please, I noticed that you said no love, no charity. Why did you title your book the way that you did?
The reason why I title it No Love, No Charity is because my mom had a homeless shelter, which was called Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. And inside that shelter, she displayed love and charity to people that was homeless. But when she got home, she did not display any love or charity toward her children. So that's the reason why I titled the book No Love, No Charity, The Success Story of the 19th Child. It's because of my mother running a homeless shelter, because that was her joy and pride, working at that homeless shelter, her homeless shelter that she had designed. And so she was more focused on the homeless instead of her children. And that's the reason why I call it No Love, No Charity.
So, if you don't mind, what is the book about? Because when I explain to people, when they see the title, they think it could be about a lot of things. They think with the title on its own, it's about, your trials and tribulations of growing up as the 19th child and things like that. And when I tell those who have seen me promote and ask me those kind of questions, I'm like, it's actually more than that. It's actually a book about you speaking about your personal experiences, how to persevere from any and every situation. So if you don't mind elaborating more on that.
Well, No Love, No Charity, The Successor of the 19th Child, deals with the Hunter family. It talks about our personalities. You have siblings that are introverts. You have siblings that are extroverts, and you have siblings that are ambiverts. So it deals with our characteristics, our personalities, the likes and the dislikes. Also, it deals with us growing up in the inner city and being dirt poor and having to go to school sometimes in the morning hungry. It deals with a mother that was detached from her children as well. And see, the reason why my mother was detached is because of the history, because her mom was detached from her. So the book deals with a lot of trials and tribulation, how my mom treated her children, and how my dad had passed away when I was 8 years old. And so my mom became the commander-in-chief in the family. And when she became the commander-in-chief, the head, she did not want any of her children to become successful in life. So the book deals with a lot of information regarding the Hunter family, and it deals with my journey and my relationship with the mother of my children, and my journey of going out and pursuing a higher education and becoming the first child to graduate from college with a bachelor's in business administration from Upper Iowa University. So, but at the end of the book, there is victory, and it will let people know that it does not matter where you start, it's how you finish. You can turn your setbacks into opportunities opportunities for a comeback, for a comeback. But, you know, there's some things that you have to do. You have to have faith, you have to have fortitude, and you have to have determination if you want to become successful in life.
You know, what definitely impressed me the most about the conversations we've had, and you know, of course, your book. For those of you guys who may not know, all the information you would like to know more about Mr. Lamar Hunter, you'll find it in the description box on Spreaker Radio, and also on the promotional flyers that you see online. That people can also buy it at Barnes and Nobles, and they can also buy it at Amazon. Your book. And for those of you guys who have purchased, you guys can also leave comments after reading the book. But what I loved the most about your story is that, like I said to you many times before, and you're probably like, okay, you say this all the time. But you know how I told you we live in a society where it's mainly built on you need a team. Like, you need your team of people that helps you push forward when you're tired, that you're a cheerleader, that when you feel like you want to give up, and all those things. And what inspired me the most about you and what you've gone through and your book, the thing that stood out to me by far over everything was the fact that at the end of the day, you did every and all things with just you as your own superhero. You were your own motivator, your own supporter, your own me, myself, and I. That was it. And you've made it definitely work for you in all the positive ways that it definitely benefits. So that's why, to me, I'm like, wow, you know, because, you know, we're so hung on having to need somebody to lean on, somebody for support. And I've never grew up with the concept, or that concept is so foreign. But it makes so much perfect sense, especially living in the society that we're living in today. And it's like, how? Or when you were going through your ups and downs and going through all your dealings, did you not notice that about yourself? Or it was just, you just you strap your boots up and keep on forward?
Well, what I was able to do, I look at the situation that my family situation, that you may be at the bottom, but there's only one direction you can go, and that's up. So all I was doing was looking up. I was focused. I was determined to be the first to accomplish success in the Hunter family. It has always been my goal since I was a child to become the first to graduate from college, to be the first to become an author in a family. And you can say that I can scratch those two, what I just mentioned, off my bucket list. And so it takes a lot. It really does take a lot, because there was many times that I wanted to give up. But I did not give up because I wanted it so bad. I wanted to taste success so bad, because it never happened in the Hunter family. And so as I began to approach that finish line, I did not look back. All I was doing was looking forward. And I said, man, I just can't believe it that I crossed the finish line. And I think the reason why that I had crossed the finish line, like I stated, is because of faith, fortitude, and determination. And you know what? And looking back on things, do you know today is May 5th, 2015. So 3 years ago on May 5th, 2012, I graduated from Upper Iowa University. So hey, this is my this is great timing today. This is 3 years anniversary, and so hey, I'm excited that you brought me on the show. So I shared a little history with you.
Oh wow, that is so cool. You know, the next question I wanted to ask you was, was do you have any suggestions to help anyone become like more, because I know each of your chapters are titled differently, and I know you can't give up everything in the book because the people have to buy the book. But is there any certain chapters when it's talking about, when it comes to like just becoming, like, to help motivate those who are like, I want to give up? Because I remember there was the story you shared with me where you said you completed a course but didn't do so well, and you just wanted to give up. But instead of giving up, you're like, no, I'm taking this course over, and you did better than you did the first time.
Yes, that course was business law. I took a business law class over the internet, and I failed that course. But I did not look at myself as a failure, and I ended up taking the course again, and I passed the course. And so, with a lot of people out there that's listening to this interview, when you have a temporary setback, I advise you to use that as an opportunity for a comeback, because when you fail in life, it does not indicate that you are a failure. So if any chapter is going to help you, I think it will be the last chapter of my book, because it's talking about a successful journey that I had to take. And so I think the last chapter of my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success Story of the 19th Child, is the best chapter in the book, because it deals with a lot of ups and downs, just like the stock market. It fluctuates. And so my journey fluctuated, because there was many times that I wanted to give up. My mom had told me that I'd never amount to anything, and I did not have the support from my mom. And so some of the words that she had used was very derogatory, mean-spirited, and so I did want to give up. But like I said, what kept me was faith, fortitude, and determination. So if you want to get inspired and get empowered and get educated, go out and get this book. This book is available at Barnes & Noble's, Amazon.com. So I just ask people to go out and get the book, and I'm letting you know right now that I am available for speaking engagements. Just go to my website, www.paullamarhunter.com, for more information.
What does your family and close friends think about your book?
Well, when the book came out, a lot of my siblings were against it, and some was on board for it, because the ones that read it, it brought healing to their life. So it was like a catharsis for them, and it brought a lot of healing into their life. And that's what my book does, because it resonates with a lot of people from all
walks
over
of
the
life
world that can say, you know what, I had a mom that was like your mom, that was a narcissist, that was a deceiver. I had a mom just like your mom, that did not want me to graduate from college, that did not want me to be successful from college. I'll never forget the words of my mom when I graduated from college, and none of my siblings, my mom did not come, none of my relatives did not come, and I drove there by myself 6 hours and a half and 6 hours back, and I'll never forget that my mom had told me, she said, son, I'm going to give you some advice, some parenting advice. And she said to me that a child is not supposed to be successful in life until the parents are deceased. And so that right there, was indication that that she did not want me to be successful in life at all.
But then at the same time,
but she did not stop me.
Yeah.
So, I always say this, that you cannot curse what God has already blessed.
Amen to that. After all the many conversations you and me have, one of the main questions I did want to ask you was, what was the most surprising thing you learned in creating your book?
That you have the most powerful mind in the world. And people have to understand that their mind is strong, and I'm talking about strong like a rock. And determination. It takes dedication. It takes passion. It takes zeal. You know, Zig Ziglar said it best. He said, ability can get you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. But not only does it take character, I believe that it takes emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is the ability to identify, use, and manage your emotions in a positive way, to diffuse conflict, to communicate effectively, and to overcome challenges.
Now, in that, let's take it back to when you were a kid. Because, you know, when I was growing up, and when people would ask me what you want to be when you grew up, I said, "Oh, I want to have a talk show. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a pilot." Like every week, it was something new. You know what I'm saying? And the question I wanted to ask you was, as a child, what did you want to do, as a grown up? Like as a little kid, what did you envision you were going to be doing? What was your dream job?
My dream job was to be a motivational speaker.
As a kid?
To be an author. As a kid.
Really?
To always be a motivational speaker, to be an author, to inspire, to empower. Also, you know, be a man that will always seek God, be a tither, be a giver, be a helper, and just be a great father to my children. I always wanted, you know, those were some of the things that I wanted to accomplish, you know.
That is so crazy because, you know, it's very rare when I speak to people, when they tell me, "Oh, when I was growing up, this is what I want to do." It's very rare to find those who actually went for what they really want. Because, you know, when you're young, you really think you want one thing, and then you live more, then you navigate more to other things. And you're like, you know what, I'm right where I want to be. And then you got some who never got to what they want to do. But it's so funny how, as a kid, you actually ended up doing what you always wanted to do.
Yes, and that's the main thing, that, you know, when you come from the inner city like me, and you come from a big, huge family like I did, and when you begin to speak things into existence,
it comes to life.
A lot of people would not like that. They would not like those positive statements. You know, oh, you want to be a motivational speaker, or you want to be an author, or you want to be a writer. They in their inner city, you know, it's not acceptable to be a writer, to be an author, to be a motivational speaker. So your audience needs to understand it is acceptable. You can become an author. You can become a teacher. You can become a lawyer. You know, you can become
whatever you want.
You can become the president of the United States. You can become that radio personality that you wanted to be. But, you know, there's some things that you have to do. One, you have to change your behaviors. Two, you have to surround yourself with positive men and women. And three, you have to stay hungry to learn.
That's true. You know what? The next thing I really want to ask is, since you came out with this book, do you see yourself coming out with a second book? Because you know how sometimes when it's coming to writers, they're completely hush-hush. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to jinx myself," or "I don't want to say," or "You got to stay tuned." Can you see yourself writing another book?
You know what? I am going to write 3 more books because I have 4 children, and so I said that I was going to write 4 books, and that was going to be it.
4 books.
4 books, and that's it.
Now let's talk about your tour, cause I do know that you're on tour. You're going to be on tour on college campuses, because I know you're going to be coming to Florida and other places throughout the United States. Not only are you going to be talking to colleges, I can't say yet, everybody, but if you guys do follow, for those of you guys who do follow me and those who are not, continue following me and Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter, you'll find all his links. I know that you're going to be doing tours. You're also going to do more press, other than the press that you've done with Ebony and a few radio stations and things like that. So, like, you said all people have to do is just go to the Paul Lamar Hunter website to find more information on your tours.
Yes, that tour is going to kick off in June next month. I will be in Los Angeles, California, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, and then last stop is in Las Vegas. And I will be speaking at the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm going to be there just talking and trying to motivate the students and the youth and the kids there, to let them know that education is important. And then after July 4th, I will be in New York City. So I'm excited about that. And then in August, last week in August, when the kids go back to school, I will be visiting some universities from August, September, October, November, December into January 2015. I will be visiting universities, and the student activities are going to bring me in and just sit and have an open discussion about education and talk about my life. And because there's a lot of people that are interested in my compelling story, and they just want to ask me a lot of questions, just like you. You are peculiar, you have some questions for me. So, and I'm trying to answer those questions. So, there's a lot of people out there that are intrigued with the story, because they want to know, how did I, a person like me, were able to overcome a lot of obstacles
and still win
in my life,
come out winning on top,
and not fall in the pits like some of my siblings did. And I just want to answer those questions. That's it.
Now, for all of you viewers out there who are listening, even though you guys did hear some of the places that he will be visiting to do college tours and boys and girls clubs and things like that, but if you guys are really interested in having him come and visit your university or college or local boys and girls club, all you would have to do is literally, tell their college about you, give them your website, and, they can have the college contact you to work a way for you to go and, speak for them. Because that's one thing I do love about what you're doing, is that instead of going through all the long list of people just to get to you for the yes or no, or are you available, you're just strictly direct, especially when it's coming to your passion of motivational speaking. So you just get rid of a lot of the red tape. So for a lot of the listeners who are like, man, what? That's pretty cool. I would like to have him as someone to talk to, get to see what's going on in my college and stuff. They can actually do that. Just go on the Paul Lamar Hunter website and do your request in to be able to see if it's possible for you. Even if not this year, next year, you can go ahead and do that. Now, since we're winding down on time, for a lot of you guys out there, of course, you guys know the Get Inside Me is new on Spreaker Radio. This is the first season of the Get Inside Me show. The first episode, I was so glad to have Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. But trust me, guys, each and every Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you will catch me here. And guess what, guys? Next week, Tuesday, I am bringing Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter to answer all of your questions, because I had to get down to the nitty gritty. And of course, since it's a 30-minute show, it's a lot. So, Mr. Hunter, are there any last advice or anything you want to say to the viewers until next Tuesday?
Yes, I just want to let your listeners know that it is possible that you can live your dreams. If I can come from a family of 20 siblings, 63 grandchildren, and 86 great-grandchildren, wow, and make history, you can make history with what you have. Yes, remember to change your behaviors. Surround yourself with positive men and women, and stay hungry to learn, and you will become successful in life.
Very, very great. I don't know. I really do enjoy our conversations. I really wish that a lot of the conversations you may have could be recorded, but since this is the beginning, don't worry, viewers. You guys are going to hear a lot more from Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. See you guys next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Would you like to say bye, Mr. Paul? Mr. Paul Hunter?
Good night. See you next Tuesday.
See you guys next Tuesday.